being recorded.
Well, last week we talked about self-esteem. This week, let's talk about ego. Ego. Now, if you are, I don't know if this is exclusive, but some in the Christian faith will say that ego stands for edging God's out. Why is ego edging God out? Well, when you edge God out, you're thinking only of yourself. You're not thinking of God. Okay, well, there is, and in Judaism we talk about humbling yourself before God. What does that mean? It means you don't know everything. As much as you think you do, as much as we all think we do, as much as we all think we're always right, we're not and we don't. Very simple. What causes sin? Ego, thinking you know better. Case in point, King Solomon. Think about it. King Solomon asked for wisdom. Now, there's two types of smarts. There's wisdom, which is knowledge, and then there's street smarts. There are some people with a ton of common sense, and absolutely don't know anything. And there are people that are geniuses and have absolutely no common sense. I would dare say that Solomon probably could have used more common sense than he had, because he certainly had the wisdom. But he thought he was better than the commandments. The commandments say, and it's very clear, when you have a king, don't amass a bunch of horses. Don't amass a bunch of gold. Keep your wives to a minimum. Solomon thought, well, if 2 wives is good, 3 is better. If 3 is good, maybe 10 is better. If 10 is good, how about 100? Okay, boy, was he wrong. He was definitely not a businessman, because he amassed a ton of debt that basically split the kingdom when he died, because the northern kingdom said, we ain't paying that back. And then they split. Now, I don't want to pick on Solomon. He was a great king. He really was. I mean, people respected him. He had relationships with people all over the area. But again, it's a lesson that you have to observe the commandments, because if you don't, you will get into trouble. What does the V'ahavta say? It says, what does the third paragraph of the Shema say? Don't follow your eyes and don't follow your heart. They will deceive you. I would maybe add to that, don't follow your ego. It will get you into trouble. Follow the commandments. Now, ego can be good or bad, depending on how you use it. Ego can be good if it motivates you to do more and better. Okay? Maybe you're a competitor and you want to do, and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I want to be the best. So what do? You practice and you work and you do your best. And if a game or a competition turns out to be not so great, you go back and you look at it and say, where can I do better? That's a way that ego is good. How is ego bad? Well, you go into a competition and maybe the game doesn't turn out the way you think it should have. So what do? You blame the referee. Oh, they didn't call that foul. That ball was not out, it was in, and how dare they call it out? Or, boy, that team, man, they didn't play fair. They didn't put the right people in. Or, our good people weren't there today, or they just had too many games, and you make excuses. So you kind of have to be honest with yourself. You have to really look. And this is what the high holidays are all about. It's looking at places where you can do better. And that's why we go through all those lists, the Ashamru and the Al-Chetz and the Avinu Malkenos. So it can hit us in the face, in case maybe we have a case of egotism, to kind of humble us and say, you're flawed. You did stuff. Maybe you don't want to acknowledge it. That's okay. We'll acknowledge it for you. And we do this with everybody, so it's not just you. So it can save your ego a little bit, if that's what you're worried about. But the point is, okay, this is the time of the year when we really have to be discerning. And this is the time of year when we need to kind of look at ourselves real hard and say, okay, if I want to be better than people, I got to work harder. I don't cut them off at the knees so they're shorter than me. You do what's best for you, but you do it in a way that's proper, honest, sincere, and of course, within the covenant. And that's part of the lesson. That's part of what we need to remember. And that's why we don't want to edge God out. We want to bring God in. God is our partner. My mentor, Cantor Joe, used to say that his father, and he was a Lubavitch before he became a liberal conservative cantor. His father, he grew up Lubavitch. And his father was a Lubavitch, ultra-Orthodox Haredi cantor. And he said that God was his dad's best friend. So let's make God our best friend, like Cantor Joe's dad. And let's look at this new year and really focus on not just having ego, but using it to our advantage instead of letting it hurt us. There will be a test.